Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome back at Agohp, where we talk unedited, real content, real problems, just from my world to yours. And today we're actually going to have a quite important topic because we're going to speak about the major cities in the world and how it is implicating females and their life and their future. And how this is changing the course of humanity. So stay tuned, important video. As all of us men, we do have really one thing in common. I say that again and again and again. The only reason why we build all these beautiful towers and planes and oil tankers and ship cheap stuff from China in containers over the entire ocean, which we buy with plastic credit cards as an American or European consumer. All this crazy stuff, that crazy talk that men create, that all comes from women first, because women were the one that birthed all the men, and then women were the one that were at home teaching that man. School and the education system, as of today, as normal, really only exists for the last 150 years. I think Germany, back then, Preußen was the first who adapted that particular school system when they invaded Poland. And they had a lot of resistance from the older people. So they implemented the school system to at least win over the youth, win over the kids, win over the children, and make them good, compliant slaves. So yeah. And there we go. This is a really, really huge issue, which is close to my heart, because I want to have many children and I want them to learn from me and from my wife, right? And not from a weird brokey teacher. But anyway, let's talk about these cities that are really driving innovation, that are driving the economies and that are driving jobs, and how women are welcomed and living lives there these days. I think in all these major cities like Dubai, New York, London, yada, 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 whatever you want to call it, whatever you're into, but all these large cities have become absolutely and entirely transactional. And it is extremely frustrating for men, for the majority of men. I'm fine, but the majority is not. As women have been mostly concerned about Instagram likes and Hermes bags and being in an 812 Ferrari or a Rolls Royce, and it can only be a Mansuri, right? So yeah, I mean, from a historical perspective, it's really never been like this. Women have always been concerned about having children. Women have always been concerned about finding a good man that wants to give them a great future, wants to provide security, safety, and want to work hard so the family has a nice house and a car and they can have a couple of experiences every day, educate their children, and have a wonderful future. And this is really, guys, you need to understand that what we live today comes from the baby boomers, from the 60s and 70s. And me specifically coming from Germany, this is when my parents were born. My dad is 59, my mom is 64. So this is really where I'm coming from. Hence, a lot of the innovation and the industrial revolution and the tech revolution is actually based on these baby boomers and their success and their hard work. And destroying that family base, which these major cities are destroying right now, it's very dangerous. And it puts these women in a very, very difficult position. So let's say you come to London in your 20s and you do not have your father taking care of you, you do not have a boyfriend or husband. It's extremely expensive. It's extremely competitive. I would say women are really drawn into these exchanges because of the environment these cities create these days, right? It's so expensive and competitive that every woman wants to compete with other women, right? That's why they put on makeup and they dress up. They don't dress up for you. They dress up to be the nicest woman in the room. Okay, you need to know that. If you don't know that, now you know. So these cities really drives them a little bit crazy, and these are because the most competition in the world just combines in these cities like London, New York, LA, Miami, Dubai. And it's horrific. It's horrific because the guy with the yacht and the Bugatti is ending up with all the girls, right? They have all the options, they have all the choices. And the other guys, they're just slaving away, lonely, and none of their women is actually loyal to them. All these women are constantly looking for other options. And funny enough, every good woman that arrives to these kind of cities, of course there's always 1 in a million where it isn't the case, but 99.99999, this is the case. These ladies will arrive in these big cities, and they will be drawn into transactional exchanges, which we don't want to call it prostitution because it's not prostitution, but it would probably be smarter take the money for your time, because here in these cities, the girls, they go out for dinner, $600 dinner, the guy's paying, they go on the yacht, the guy's paying, and it just creates this normality within them of giving their time, their beauty, their energy, their sexual energy, their attention to men here for money, right? Which kind of is prostitution. So yeah, these big cities really do not take they do not bring the best out of these women. Dubai is a very faithful, very religious place compared to the other cities like Miami, oh my God, or LA. I mean, Dubai is still way safer than these other places, but it's also bad. So for if you guys want girlfriends and you live in any of these cities, it's so important that you put very clear rules in place, and your partner really needs to understand the importance of their circle and the places they go, the restaurants they go, the beaches they go, and so on, because there will be these type of women around that are already in the sack, they're already in the game, they already have their 5 sugar daddies and use them and suck their energy and their pockets dry. But the outcome of these women is that they're in their mid-30s, they might have jewelry, they might have the newest phone, they might have gotten a G-Wagon as a present, but they're alone. They don't have the man by their side. They might have a man that is 30 years older, but they do not have a man that they want children with. They do not have a man who truly loves and fulfills them. They do not have a man who's ready to die for them and run into the fire to save their lives. Which humanity is about, masculinity is about for hundreds of thousands of years. This love is the creation of God, and men fall in love with a woman because they want to protect and have children with. And then for men, first comes sex and then comes love. For women, it's the other way around. They only want to have sex if they're not in Miami, all right, or London. They want to have sex only with men that they actually love. They don't spend too much time on TikTok and Instagram. Fucking hell. So if they're a naturally good human being with a clean DNA, without the manipulation up here and in their soul, and good fatherhood, then yeah, a woman only wants to have sex with a man that she actually wants to have children with. That's called evolution. That's God's creation. And that's who made us humans where we are today. Because all these good, hardworking men that are in existence today, they were made by a woman. They were educated by a woman because the father was at work. Daddy got involved when the kids don't listen. But in general, most men, they're at work most of the time, right? So the woman can spend time with the kids and the grandparents can spend time with the kids. This is how society has always worked. And a lot of men also died in war or died early because of their hard labor, their dangerous jobs that they did to provide for their families, right? I mean, who's building these bloody skyscrapers? You won't be seeing any ladies climbing up there, right? It's just not for them. They're way better at other things. So, guys, extremely important. Be aware of these places. And my suggestion is, if you are here, the best accelerator is to not have any woman at all. Don't bother. Don't bother. Don't have them. Focus on you. Focus on your health, your business, your fitness, your closest circle, your network. I wouldn't be bothered to date at all in these cities if I live in them. I lived in London for 5 years. I had a girlfriend. I mean, it was fine, but I didn't know better. And now in Dubai, I would just focus on the business, gentlemen, because these places, it's just really, really tough to keep things going. And if you do have a girlfriend, then you need to find the right areas, the right places where you can separate yourself from all this transactional whorism, because it's not there to provide you a happy and fulfilling future. It's just, they're just here to fill the boats, right? Fill the yachts and so on. And of course, they're having a great time. And of course, they think they're doing the right thing. Fine, all good. Let them enjoy. But time will tell, time will show them that probably this is not the best way for them to find a good, loving husband who wants to die for them, to protect them, and to have beautiful children with them, which is the most fulfilling thing women have done since the existence of humans. So guys, if you like this content, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this in the comments. Do you guys live in Dubai? You live in London? Where are you guys hanging out? And what do you think? All right, share this with your friends if there's valuable stuff in it that you believe. And I see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.